很多投资人好奇，之前是有 Deepseek 带来股市的下跌嘛，然后好像很多科技股今年以来就起起伏伏，起起伏伏，很多人也担心是不是科技股 AI 这两件事走到尽头。
In reality, Deepseek is great for the industry because it will ultimately, what it showed is how much the cost of AI can come down. Because as the price of something like that, of intelligence, comes down so much, I think dramatically explode the usage of AI.
大家好，欢迎收看鉅亨放大镜基金长室，我是主持人罗小小。有在看我们节目的观众应该知道，我们去年已经邀请到一位台湾投资人都耳熟能详的基金的经理人。那我们今天又邀请到另外一位，同样是如果你有买科技基金，你不可能不知道的基金经理人。那我们希望今天的节目内容可以带给大家更多你投资科技基金背后一定要知道的事。Can you just introduce yourself to, or just say hi to our audience?
Sure. Hello, Taiwan. I'm Tony Kim. I'm Korean, actually, but American. I live in San Francisco, California, and I work for BlackRock, and I lead the technology strategy for BlackRock.
我们很高兴可以邀请到 Tony 嘛 ，Tony 是贝莱德世界科技的基金经理人，相信大家应该都没有人不认识这档基金，尤其是台湾投资人。那我们首先开始简单的题目，第一题就是因为 Tony 其实过去有来台湾好几次，所以我们好奇的是有没有一些你过去来台湾有趣的故事啊，或者经验啊，可以跟大家分享。
Yeah, I've been to Taiwan pretty much once a year for the last 10 plus years. I think the biggest thing I realize is the people. The people are memorable. They're very inventive. They're nice, hardworking, and it's different than China. It's different than Japan. It's different than Korea, so that's one I observe, and it's really good to see the creativity of these Taiwanese companies. And then the most memorable, I would say, was I came, I think, February, March 2023. I was here
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago I remember coming here, and that was when Open AI just started. December 2022, NVIDIA, all of these things started in early 2023. I came to Taiwan in March. And if you remember, 2022 was terrible. It was so depressing.
And also the first half of 2023.
But I came to Taiwan, and I had met NVIDIA in January. I came to Taiwan in February, March, and it was like there was hope. And it was really interesting to see how excited all of these Taiwanese companies, server makers, components makers, chip makers, and I saw the very beginning of the build of the AI supply chain in Taiwan in March 2023. I won't forget that. I'll never forget that.
Answer is very good. OK， 再来的话，我们到第二题。我想很多投资人都很好奇，就是因为管理这么大规模的经纪人，其实非常忙碌。那要如何在这么忙碌的时间里面，保持自己永远充满活力跟精力
？I work every day, because I invest in Asia, I invest in Europe, I invest in the US. So it's 24 hours. But in reality, most of what I do is I read and I think. Reading, thinking, and traveling. So it's very tough, but I don't think this as a job. It's not a job to me. It's my life, my passion. It's so interesting. It's also creative. Because technology is the fastest moving, most dynamically changing, and it's about learning. It's about knowledge. So even though it's a very grueling schedule, I don't think of it as a job. I do it because I love it.
好，那我们再来第三题，因为其实刚才经理人通常有提到嘛，他本身也不觉得这是工作，他很热爱。可是我们还是好奇，他有没有一些别的兴趣或是喜好
I always say to people, I'm the same person when I was 13 years old. And I grew up in Illinois. I live in California, but I grew up in the Midwest of America, near Chicago. I was very much of a nerdy kind of kid, and so I loved science fiction, I love fantasy, I love history, architecture, these things. And today, this is my life. I don't have many hobbies like that. My hobby is reading. My hobby is history. My love is history, science, physics. I guess if you had a hobby, it's really going, and I love maps. I love maps, studying ancient cartography. And I collect very old classical systems of of antiquity. First analog computer, the first Enigma machines, and the cryptography things. So I like history maps, and that's my hobbies.
I think we almost have the same hobby.
Really? Yeah. And I love science fiction and
I love reading and science and history. Yeah. 再来的话，我们进入到快问快答时间。我们今天准备了几个跟台湾有关的问题。第一题就是，我相信 Tony 应该没看过这些食物了。那这3个哪个看起来最不喜欢
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Which one I
don't like?
Not okay. I don't know what this is. I probably wouldn't try that. This is chicken feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is just chicken, right?
No.
No. So this one I don't think I it looks like a really old egg.
Actually, I don't like this one and this one too.
Oh, what is this one?
Let's make it by the pork blood.
Oh.
Pig blood.
Well, I guess I'd try that. I wouldn't try that.
Another similarity.
Similarity.
Yeah.
Okay.
OK， 好，那在第2题，哪一个是台湾建筑物啊？这应该简单多，往窗外看一看就知道。
Which one in the picture? This one.
Oh, correct.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. Okay.
好，那再下一题，里面的哪一个是台湾人？相信这3个都非常有名。
He's Taiwanese, she's Taiwanese, they're related, they're cousins. Charles is also Taiwanese. I think they're all Taiwanese.
Have you met all of them?
I know them all. Yes.
Whoa.
I know them all. Yes. Supermicro, Nvidia, AMD, of course.
好，那我们再来的话，进入到今天的正题，因为我们刚才有看嘛，其实因为科技界里面有好多个台湾人，而且同时 Tony 也跟里面的其中一位重要人物 Jensen 有对谈过。那 Tony 在之前跟 Jensen 对谈的时候，有没有什么启发或者有趣的，或者一些很重要的事情跟我们分享
I think someone like Jensen and the great leaders, often they have very common attributes. So number one, I would say, you know, when you have most CEOs, they're very operating at only the highest level. But he has command of the highest strategy level, but he knows all the details. He knows the math, the physics, the science, the engineering at a very technical level, deep down, but also at the very top. So a lot of CEOs, they don't have that capability. Number two, there is a force of will, a charisma, a drive. And his personality permeates the whole organization. He runs very horizontal, not hot layers and layers. It's open communications. He takes emails from every employee. He doesn't do group one-on-one meetings. He only does group meetings. He wants to know the pulse of other people. He has the technical depth. And then I also noticed for certain industries, like let's say healthcare, AI, he knows the science. So he has very strong command of the knowledge. It's just kind of a unique capability. The technical depth, the charisma, the leadership, this direct management style, eliminating layers of bureaucracy. Kind of like your company, the digital platform. Very, very lean and efficient. So I think that's, and then he's of course a brilliant leader.
We didn't pay him to say that. 那再来的话，很多投资人好奇，之前是有 Deepseek 带来股市的下跌，那其实最近又看到科技股有一些变化，那好像很多科技股今年以来就起起伏伏，很多人也担心是不是科技股 AI 这2件事走到尽头，所以我们想问看看 Tony 对近期科技股的波动的看法。
My first reaction to Deepseek is everyone take a step back, sit down and relax. Don't overreact. In reality, Deepseek is great for the industry because it will ultimately, what it showed is how much the cost of AI can come down. So what happens when the cost of AI comes down? The usage explodes. So the first reaction is when people saw the cost and the price of AI coming down, sell. But it's the complete opposite. Because as the price of something like that, of intelligence, comes down so much, I think dramatically explode the usage of AI. So it's going to bring the adoption of AI even faster. And so ultimately, all of these companies will be even more aggressive in building the AI. And so that's number one. So I think initial reaction, everyone was selling. If you think about it, when you rationalize and you think, it's actually very strong. Second is, I think, the goal for all of Silicon Valley and the tech industry is they want to achieve artificial general intelligence or artificial superintelligence. And if you think about, let's say, like level 0 to level 5. Level 5 is AGI. Today we're level 2, reasoning AI. So we got a long way to go. In the next 5+ years, I think the companies think they will achieve AGI. So Deepseek, if you bring the cost of AI down, but we have a long way to go, we need to build so much more to get to AGI. It's only going to drive even more investment and more, it's going to help achieve the AGI. So that is kind of how I would think about Deepseek. Take a step back, have a cup of coffee. Relax. The prize is AGI, ASI. And so we got these next 5 years. It might be up and down, but directionally, we need a lot more. So that's the goal.
当然 ，Tony 的看法跟我们过去好几集内容其实很相信。一个是我们之前也提到嘛，成本降低、边际成本极低的时候，会引发应用的爆发，才会有更多人去使用。第二个就是，其实在往 ASI 跟 AGI 目标达成之前，大家不需要太过担心。不过我们还是接着继续问 Tony 下一个问题，因为其实我觉得很多人还是很好奇说，那有没有什么领先指标可以让我判断何时会让这个 bubble 破裂
？2025 we're here level 2, let's say AGI level 5. So to get here, let's say we need to improve 10,000 times better, let's just say. 10 times, 10 times, 10 times, 10 times. So the AI needs to improve, let's say 10x every year. If the rate of improvement slows, for whatever reason, I always look at the very frontier, the leading edge. So if that were to slow, it's not 10 times, it's 3 times. If that pace slows at the very leading edge, that would suggest that, well, maybe we don't need to spend that much. We don't need to invest as much because it's not moving as fast. So if the AI advancement at the very frontier starts to slow, that would be a sign that there could be a bubble or slowing down. But right now, all signs are go, go, go. But I would watch for that. I always watch at the very tip of the spear, at the very leading, which then trickles down to the rest. So always watch the very advanced frontier.
好，那其实我们看法也是一样，我们对未来非常乐观嘛，因为其实从近期来讲，去年诺贝尔奖最大赢家是谁 ？AI。因为物理学奖跟化学奖的得主都跟 AI 有关 ，AlphaFold。最近我们又看到了 NVIDIA 推出的新的服务嘛 ，Evo2， 我们可以跟蛋白质 RNA 跟 DNA 对话，所以我觉得我们在往泡沫破灭之前还有很长路可以走。那下一个问题就是很关键，因为其实贝莱德世界科技并不是一档只投资 AI 的基金嘛。当然，我们刚才聊了很多 AI 对未来的想象。那我现在很多人很好奇的一个点就是，贝莱德世界科技这档基金里面，到底经理人是如何去挑选里面的持股？我是找寻一些很前沿的这些公司，还处在产业很前面阶段的，或是找很成熟的。
Two ways. First one, it's before AI, and there are, let's just say, certain principles, certain rules. First rule, you want to dominate. You want to be number 1. Whatever you do, maybe number 2. So you want identify a true winner leader. Number 2 is how long is the growth? Is it 1 year, 2 years, or is it 5, 10 years that you can compound? So winner take all, winner take most, and how long can you consistently grow? And then how unique is your company? Are you just another company, or are you something special? So that's just basics. Like that's just general rules.
But how about the price? If they are number one,
valuation is one part of it. But ultimately, we're looking for multi-year things. Like Amazon for 15, 20 years. If you were only worried about the price, you would have sold. But if you can continue to compound year after year after year, dominant leadership position, unique company, great market, long growth record, just let it go. Let it ride. Another one is there is what I call the winners of today that will continue to win. And then in tech, we're always betting on the new. So we're always trying to look for that next new thing because those new things become the new companies of tomorrow. So the portfolio is partly the big established winners, and then we're betting on the new. The new, sometimes they fail. So we have to adjust and then keep betting on new companies because the new companies eventually become the big. That's number 1 philosophy. Big existing, always bet on the new. Tech's about the new. Tech has always been about creative destruction. The new companies come and try to destroy the old. It's kind of recycling. And so the creative destruction has driven the technology industry. Second, then AI. So AI, it changes a lot, but those principles plus new ideas. And AI to me is a cake. Think of AI as a layer cake. Power and chips. Power at the bottom. Energy. Nuclear, fusion, all of these new energy. Chips. GPUs, ASICs, they're consuming the power. Then you have the cloud, data centers. Those three layers, that's infrastructure, physical world. On top of that, you have AI, the model. The AI model needs that data center and the power and the chips to build the AI and to run the AI. It needs to live in that house. The house is the data center. The AI lives in that data center. You also need to feed the AI data. So that's called the intelligence. So data plus the model, those models are getting better and better and better to AGI. So that's that middle layer. And then at the top is the applications, the software, the apps. And then those apps plus the AI plus the energy will eventually merge with labor. Some jobs and some things will be infused by the AI, the apps and the service, the labor will, I think there will be destroyed, some new jobs will be created, but like that's how we think about it. So those three layers, the physical layer, the intelligence layer, and the apps application layer. And so we look at those areas, those layers of this cake, and AI starts from the bottom and starts moving to the top. Because right now everyone's talking about the chips and the power.
Yeah.
Deepseek is that middle. But ultimately the goal is to have intelligence in this application layer up top. So we look at those, and then every layer there will be winners. And then, so that's one, that's called the horizontal layer. But then there's also vertical industry, manufacturing AI, insurance AI, tax AI, legal law AI, financial service AI. So you'll have horizontal layers battling for wit to dominate AI, and then industry AI. So that's how we invest. Best companies win, layers win, vertical win. You only want the winners.
Another two questions.
Okay.
The first one will be, can you share about the share? How many for the right now winner, and how many for the potential winner, and how about how many for the AI winner?
I would say generally we like to run 2/3 of the portfolio on existing big winners. But you gotta always bet on the new. 1/3, you're like, we need these new companies that will come and maybe destroy the existing companies. So there's a balance of the new winners and then the existing winners. I'm just saying roughly 2/3, 1/3, something like that. But we're always trying to bet on new. And then in AI, same thing. Like every layer of the stack, there's only going to be a handful of winners. You don't want losers, you want winners. So we're evaluating constantly who's winning. And then sometimes, what's happening is these companies they want to own multiple layers. They want to own several pieces of that stack. So sometimes you see the model companies going into applications, and then they're also going into building their own chips. So they wanted 2 or 3 pieces of the stack. So there's competition up and down and inside each layer. And then there's competition. If I'm the best insurance AI company, I could still win because I have the knowledge of that vertical industry, because you're specialized. So there's horizontal war, vertical specialty war. And so that's how we try to identify those companies in AI.
We see lots of fancy robots. Can you share about your point of view? Will you also invest that kind of company?
Yes. Well, Tesla is trying to build all those fancy robots. In fact, China will probably be the world's biggest manufacturer of robots. Because a robot is 2 things. It's the AI brain, which Deepseek, OpenAI, you're building these brains. But the robot itself is metal. Gears, actuators, hands, batteries. That's like a car. In fact, a robot is like a car without the wheels. And the robot, if you think about it, will be a lot cheaper to make than the car.
Really?
Yeah. So you buy a car today in the United States, Tesla, $40,000 car. You might see $10,000 or $15,000 robots someday. So the market for cars is roughly 80 to 100 million cars every year for the last 50 years. It doesn't grow. But the robot market could be a lot bigger than the car market.
Will they replace us?
I mean, certain things maybe, but also this is the potential for this market. Actually, what it's not just the robot, right? You're already seeing self-driving cars. In the United States, Waymo and Tesla are operating in many cities. So our children won't get a driver's license. They'll just do self-driving car. Robots are coming. Military, war, the 21st century war will be drones. All of these are coming in the next 5+ years, I think. So it's beginning. And so think about that. Then the supply chain for robots, we got to build a whole new supply chain in Taiwan, in Japan, in Korea, in China. And then glasses, you know, Meta, Google, Apple, they're all trying to build glasses. Put the AI in the glasses. So like you and me can have a conversation. You speak Taiwanese and I speak Korean or English, automatic translation and others. So you're putting the AI in the physical world. And then, I don't want to scare you, in the next 5 years, we're going to have quantum computing as well.
Really?
Quantum computing. So AI is AGI, digital, but quantum computing is nature. So then you have quantum computing and an AGI. Quantum computing can help train the AGI on chemistry, biology. It could break all the encryption. And so then this intelligence even grows even higher. So again, all of this is coming in the next 5+ years.
Another prediction. Which one will be faster? Quantum computing or fusion?
Quantum.
Really?
Yes. Quantum within 5 years, a super quantum computer. AGI in 5 years. Fusion, I'm predicting the absolute earliest 10 years, but more likely 20 or 30 years. So you have AGI, quantum, fusion. But before fusion, it's, I would say, AGI, quantum, space, and then fusion.
Oh, space will before the...
Space is already starting. I would say space, quantum, AGI, all in these next 5 years. More and more, you know, satellites, constellations, and then fusion.
How about the base on the moon?
That's after, between quantum and fusion, based on that.
Okay.
But that's the path. I would say these are the big four, right? AGI, quantum, space, energy, fusion.
好，那再来到最后一题了。我觉得大部分都有一个想法，就是投资要稳健，稳健就要资产配置，资产配置就是要很大类的股票加很多的债券。可是对于一个如果很年轻、离退休很久的人，我不是应该买一些高成长、复合成长率很快，像是科技类股的基金或是成长类股的基金吗？想问看看 Tony 对这件事的看法，就是我到底是不是能把一档好的科技基金纳入我的核心配置之中？
Volatile, not suitable. Makes no sense. The S&P 500, right? Half the S&P is tech. Half is tech. Tech plus comm services, plus some what they call consumer, like Amazon and Tesla. You add that up, that's 45 to 50% of the S&P 500. Already, tech is 3 times bigger than any other sector. It is already nearly half of a global core allocation. So you're telling me, would you rather have a generalist managing the biggest sector in the world, or would you rather have a specialist that knows the dynamics of the biggest sector in the world? Just think about it. What's more logical? I would think you'd rather have knowledgeable single sector expertise, and that single sector is half of the S&P. Or would you rather have a generalist that doesn't know the deep specifics of that sector, managing this core allocation, I should call it? 20 years ago, tech was 20% of the S&P. Now it's almost half. In the next 10 years, where do you think it's going? 60, 70, who knows? But it's already by far the single biggest sector in the world. And so I think you don't even know it, but you are already, S&P is largely one gigantic sector and everything else. It's already, so the volatility notion, wouldn't you rather have experts, domain experts that know the single biggest sector on the wheel, or would you have a generalist? So this is what I don't agree with this notion that it's too volatile, single sector not suitable. It's already happened. Tech is now by far the biggest sector in the world, and it's only going to get bigger.
好，那我想最后一个问题就收在一个非常完美的地方，因为我们没有事先对过答案啦，所以其实我也真的不知道事先 Tony 会怎么回答。他的回答方式跟我原本想象不太一样，可是我觉得确实点出一个非常重要的一点：你去买一档标普500，追踪标普500指数，或是跟美国股票基金好，其实里面已经有非常多的科技股，也并不是说科技股少到哪里去。那如果你都能接受一档科技股成分这么高的基金，为什么不相信一个专门研究科技产业的专业经理人团队来帮你管理你的这笔钱？那今天的访谈是我目前访问过最有趣、最有深度的 I say this is the best interview I have ever 。所以我希望所有投资朋友都可以看完这部影片。 也可以帮我们分享，因为我相信可以带给大家非常非常多的收获。最后的话，喜欢我们节目的投资朋友一定要使用我们的代码帮我们开户，使用代码开户的话，可以得到一份重要的投资报告。另外的话，投资朋友的鼓励嘛，也是我们继续找寻一些我觉得非常有影响力，或者是类似思想家的人来跟大家分享一些他们的看法。因为投资的路上要找出一个好标的没有多难，难的是你要能持续抱住这好标的。那持续抱住好标的要什么？就信仰。信仰来自于什么？来自于知识，知识就力量嘛。那这些重要的人物就是提供我们知识的关键。好，那喜欢我们节目记得按赞、订阅、开启小铃铛。最后感谢贝莱德有提供我们这个赠品，我们会提供10份这个小积木，怎么获得？在我们的节目下面留言留说你最喜欢的科技基金是哪一档。那我相信大家都知道我们今天这一集的内容是谁来讲，所以请回答相应的科技基金。好，谢谢大家。
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
投资一定有风险，基金投资有赚有赔，申购前应详阅公开说明书或投资人须知。